Good morning again. How are we today? So, here we are. Another day. Another chance to see what we can do with our lives. Wow, that sounds heavy. I'm not starting out heavy. What I will say is that what I was thinking about, what else? Because I sit here and start shuffling, and but how stopping and breathing in the middle of my day is so difficult. Even though I do this every morning, so I guess it's good that I do it this morning in the mornings. But it just reminds me, because I have clients that come in for a reading, and a lot of times when they sit down, it's like finally somebody that's going to listen to them. And they start, how's your day? What you got going on? Anything interesting? And they start talking. And they start talking. And it's just interesting because sometimes I just have to sit there and say, okay, now stop. Have you taken a breath today? And the look on their face is amazing. Like, am I allowed to? And so it's interesting because I'll just say, well, what I do is I listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And when I do that, it reminds me to take a breath. So I have them put their feet flat on the ground and relax their shoulders and neck. And I ask them, just listen to the cards and take a breath. And it's like everything about them just completely changes. And then I'll just say, okay, let's start the conversation over again. And it's a totally different conversation. So I see the effects of doing this. I just wish I could remember to do it more often in the middle of my day. So, what does the universe have for us today? That's the big question. As we take this daily inventory, this chance to take a look at ourselves, maybe look at any angers or resentments or anything like that. As we ask the universe holds up a mirror to us and we get to see what's reflected back before we start our day. Or if this is evening or afternoon, it's always a good time. There's that breath. Okay, so I'm going to do our classic 3-in-1 again. Oh, actually, I'm going to do first our classic. Let's make 3 stacks. Each one of these a different thread going out to the universe. Stacks. Each one of these is a different thought or different conversation. And if you believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path because this conversation is going to lead down one path. But these other 2 are going to lead down totally different conversations, which are 2 totally different paths. And today, let's see what's right on top. What's right on the surface. Sometimes what's I like to think of is what's right in front of us and we don't even see it. And flipping each card over one at a time like they're a page in a book so we can read it as we go along together. Ace of Swords. Okay. So swords are thoughts and idea. Aces are beginnings. So this is about maybe coming up with something new, new ideas, starting something new. Let's see what it's going into, which is the 4 of Cups. So cups are emotions, feelings, spirituality. 4s. We know the ace is like a seed. And then when we get this idea, we have choices to make. And so that's 2. Once we make a choice, that's 3. And then we walk into 4. So 4 is the 4 legs on a table, 4 legs on a chair. 4 legs, that's stability. But with cups and water, You have a river with ideas that you're flowing down. You make your choice, your decision, and you start moving forward. And then you find this stable spot in the river. Let's say it's a lake. And what happens if that lake has no exit? What happens to a pool of water that's sitting still? It stagnates. Something's going to have to motivate us to move forward because we get comfortable. And then we have the Empress. This is almost like, I'm going to throw it out like this, but it's almost like Mama saying, all right, it's time to get motivated. You've sat there long enough. So what is the Empress? The Empress is, cards are gender neutral. They're masculine and feminine energies, and this is that feminine energy, that maternal, that says, all right, it's time to take charge, because that's what an Empress does. But she's also compassion. She's the one that is the mother of the kingdom. You don't want to get her mad, but she's there for us. She's there as a guide. She is that feminine goddess, that mother nature, that drive that's within us, that maternal instinct. So this is about not doing things half-ass. This is about, sometimes where we'll do the 80% of something and just never finish it. Well, the maternal, the Empress is going to say, all right, the last 20% is always the worst. It's like you got other things going on. You've accomplished something, but it's time to move on. And when we deal with the Four of the Cups, moving on may mean conflict, may mean a challenge, but we have the Empress there to help us to move on. And the advice card is the Knight of Coins, the Cavalier de Deniers, Knight of Pentacles. So knights are fire and energy. Knights are the first one that the king is going to send into battle because they've got the horses. They're going to charge forward. They're going to do what they need to. But coins are the element of earth and are about being grounded. So you have like this dichotomy going on here. You have this knight who's fire and energy, and it's in us, but they are slowed down by the coins. So this is one of those people that could be like a note taker. It could be someone who, it's important to look at that earth element and make sure the corn's growing and make sure all these things are happening. But still, it's the knight, which means that that's the other part that needs to be utilized. So the Four of Cups, it's like being grounded and earthed and not moving forward, just like this knight is. And it's not really natural for a knight to be like that, but it's important because, again, this knight, which would normally just run into a situation, is actually slowed down so that a situation can be assessed. But the important thing is to not get bogged down and forget that we are also the knight. Okay? So, again, what's going on here is that this is those things that we've started but not completed. Those things that maybe, I need to do A, B, C, D, and E, which is fine, because that's what the Knight of Coins would do. But then again, the nature of the Knight is to move forward. So we can't fight against that nature of the Knight. We need to move forward. And then that way, as we move forward, we will have what it's going to take, because that is what the Empress is. Again, that's that that maternal, that feminine, that strong drive that says, all right, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to take things into consideration, but I'm going to make sure that this gets done so that we don't live in the Four of Cups. And so with that, the basic gist is, what are we stuck in right now? And what is it going to take to move forward and take charge so that we can complete what it is that we've started? And with that, I hope everybody has an amazing day, an amazing evening, wherever you are, afternoon. And with that, I will be back again tomorrow. So it's February, March, April, May, June. Jeez. So I've been on a streak here, except for the medical situation. Yeah, I haven't missed but maybe 2 days in the last 4 months plus. Wow. So looking forward to it tomorrow also. So thanks again and take care.